Vanessa Bell Calloway is an actress, director, producer. Got her start as a dancer in the original Broadway cast of Dreamgirls. She has gone on to entertain us in countless TV and film roles. All My Children, Coming to America. Remember that? What's Love Got to Do with It? The list goes on and on. Now Vanessa is starring in the critically acclaimed Broadway revival. I said we're going to take you to church. Purlie Victorious, alongside Leslie Odom Jr. Critics are loving the show. The Wrap said it is the funniest show on Broadway. New York Times is calling it a blazing and hilarious revival. Time Out New York calls it a joyous affair, broad in comedy and spirit. People have even gone onto TikTok to express their love. Take a look.
I was laughing, I was crying. It was telling the story of Black beauty and the truth in it. Look at this pin, it tells the truth. I am so grateful to have seen it. I cannot recommend it enough. Everyone run to see Purlie.
This is a masterclass in acting, in directing, in scene study, in everything.
Go buy a ticket, go see this play, go support this play, because it was absolutely incredible. I had a great time.
This show is sharp, it's funny, it's 100 minutes, no intermission, it's well directed, and it deserves to happen right now.
Yes! Please welcome, for the first time in studio, Vanessa Bell Calloway!
See, I knew we were gonna be best friends.
Oh, look at you.
Ski-wee. Soror. I knew we were gonna be best friends. Look at us.
Oh, my God.
Same thought. Look at us.
I mean, the legs, everything.
Look at
Perfection.
you. You are so beautiful.
Oh,
you know I'm your stalker.
Okay, so the last time I said first time in studio because we last saw each other in NAACP Image Awards.
Yes, that was right before COVID.
That was right before COVID.
And I stalked you on the red carpet.
And then you came over and I'm like, ah! We started screaming and see.
No, I screamed at you first. I plotted it out. I saw you down the red carpet. I had my husband was like, come on, I gotta meet Tamron. I gotta meet her. Come on, let's go.
Oh my, it was, look at, I mean, that
look,
was
I'm smiling. Look at me. I'm like, ah!
That is a moment I won't forget just because I know your story, both the professional story, the personal story. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yes.
And you, Miss Vanessa Bell Calloway, celebrating, was it?
14 years this October.
14 years. Cancer-free. 14 years cancer-free. I know we have many cancer survivors in our audience right on the front row there as well.
Thrivers, we're survivors, thrivers.
And it's the conversation is even more front of mind. We know Sunday, Suzanne Summers.
Yes.
After a 26-year battle.
Yes.
And her inspiration in reminding people that life is short.
It's very short.
And we got to take care of our bodies. We got to be aware.
We've got to go to the doctor. We've got, you know, I woke up in the middle of the night and I said, honey, something's wrong with me. And he said, well, I said, I don't know, something's wrong. And he said, my husband's an anesthesiologist. He said, well, are you feeling this? I said, something's wrong. Called the doctor. I said, something's wrong. And he said, are you feeling? I don't know. And I'm very dramatic. I thought it was going to be some incurable blood disease or something, you know. So I go to the doctor. I said, I want everything. He did everything. And he said, when was your last mammogram? And that year, that was 2009, when the whole industry, all the economy was plummeting. And the place that I would go to real quick and say, hey, just sneak me in today real quick, they closed. So I kept putting it back, and I kept thinking, I got to get my mammogram, And I said, it's funny, because I don't mess around with that. I said, funny, you should ask. And I tell him that story. He writes the script right there, and he says, go across the street right now and get your mammogram. I go get it. 2 days later, they call me. They said, we see some suspicious calcification. Wow. And I said, thank you, God, that was it. Because I felt nothing. Because if you feel something, you're in trouble.
Right.
I was stage 0, DCIS, ductal carcinoma in situ. So I was stage 0. But God whispered in my ear and said, something's going on with you, Vanessa. And when I went back to see my my mammograms, you know, the X-ray. I said, that's it. I said, it's cancer. I knew what it was. Wow. And I wasn't being, you know, dogmatic I just was being honest with myself.
Honest with yourself. And here you are, 14 years later, cancer-free.
Yes, cancer-free.
So you made your debut. Well, the big debut was Dreamgirls.
No, it was not. My debut.
I know the story now. So all along, I've been thinking your debut was Dreamgirls in 1981, but
my debut was Bring Back Birdie, I think the year before, at the Martin Beck Theater, which I don't even know if it exists anymore. My castmate Heather looked this up for me. We opened like March 5th and we closed March 7th. And wait a minute. And they booed us. I mean, with two hands. Boo! I was like, are they booing us? At intermission, we opened on a Thursday and we closed on a Saturday.
Oh my God! So the audience is booing. You had 2 days. They didn't even give you time to fix it. Wow, what does that do to your confidence?
Honey, it just makes you go, okay, God, this ain't meant to be. Let me keep it moving. That's what I said. I didn't cry. I was so happy, Tam, because I was so broke. I was right out of college.
Right.
I was cold. I needed a coat. I needed boots.
Right.
I was just so happy because I had bought this biggest down coat I could find and the biggest boots I could find. So I had accomplished what my goal was just to get warm. And I had a little money in the bank. I said, okay, well, move on to the next.
Move on to the next. And then Dreamgirls came.
I did some off-Broadway stuff for a while.
So I love this because so often we go to these big moments, but it's the hustle in the middle.
I did a whole lot in between. And then I was doing this, I was featured in this show called, it was at the Intermediate Theater, and I was doing El Bravo, that's the name of it. And Vinny Lift, who was the casting director for Dreamgirls, saw me, and we closed that Sunday, and he said, look, I can't offer you any big roles, because Cheryl and all those guys had already been workshopping the roles. He said, but would you like to come tomorrow to audition for the chorus? And I said, honey, Michael Bennett's chorus is better than being unemployed. I said, yes. So I got my butt up the next day and went to that audition, and it was the last audition. Wow. And I got a job in the chorus.
You got a job in the chorus. That's amazing. I love it. So this is your return
This is my return to Broadway.
This is your return to Broadway.
40-something years later.
40-something years later.
Now, I've done theater in between, a lot of theater in between.
But this is your return to Broadway.
Yeah.
And, ma'am, you know how to come back big in the right way.
Thanks to God and Kitty Leon.
The reviews have been amazing. A lot of fans have come to see you. Angela Bassett, our friend, has come in.
Yes,
Billy Porter.
Who gave me the prettiest flowers?
Oh,
Thank you,
my
Billy.
gosh. Like, the list goes on and on. This is the hot ticket in town.
Yes, you know, it has been such, oh, my God. When I tell you grateful is not a word that I could even tell you. I could just personify it by a gazillion times. I got a text in April from Kenny Leon. Like, and I know Kenny, but, you know, I was like, you know, you kind of go like this, wait a minute, saying that this was coming up and he wanted me to be a part of it. And they just wanted to fly me here to New York to read with Leslie, who we had did Harriet together, but we weren't in any scenes, but we did all the press junket together, so we kind of knew each other. And I said, of course. So we flew here. We had 2 days where we read the script through, and at the end of the first day, he said, I'll see you on Broadway. And I was like, okay, I'll be there.
You're like, okay. And this is such a rich time for this material. It first debuted on Broadway was 1961.
Yes.
It's a satire on racism, Jim Crow. Your character is this strong woman, but obviously somebody I think all of us recognize in our families at some point.
Right, it's like your auntie, your mother, your play mother, you know, the one who takes care of the house, the cook, the glue who keeps everybody together. Yeah.